Mike's Daily Podcast.
FF episode 1312, 1312, and I'm Mike Matthews, broadcasting from Café Anyway, located somewhere in Podcastro Valley, man. Today, it's Madame Rootabega, Valentino, and Bison Bentley. We get to the return of the segment we haven't done in a while called Holding Court with Lady KATY. We get to a little news with the segment This Is Interesting. And I had an interesting moment.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
With an old dog walking friend. I've been reconnecting with a lot of dog walking friends that helped me out when Basil was sick.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
So I saw my friend who is a big conspiracy theorist. She told me things that made me, as a satirist, laugh. Because, or is it satirist? Because I thought the things she said were crazy. And why? Why would you think some of the things that you...
Mike's Daily Podcast.
And then I realized it's because she wants to live in a world that is...
Mike's
interesting.
Daily.
More interesting than...
Podcast.
It really is.
Yeah!
So, in her world, aliens are planning to invade us. The government is spraying us with all kinds of stuff. And, you know, she kept saying the government this, the government that, yet she's a big Trump supporter. So, wait, but you're saying that Trump is doing all this then? No, 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 it's other parts of the government. It's the CIA. They're Satanists. And I was, what? So, I guess, you know, you have your belief system. Look who walked in. Hello, my Master. It's Madame Rootabega. I control the government. You do? How do you do that? It's my mind. Wow. Yes.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
You know, look who else just walked in. There's conspiracy theories on either side of the political spectrum, so just, you gotta get so that you're not wearing a tin hat, is all I'm saying, an aluminum foil hat. Look who else just walked in.
Hello there, Mike. It's Valentino, the parking attendant.
And it's Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, I love that conspiracy theories.
Oh boy, is this great!
I can read them all day long. They're so fascinating to me.
Yeah, she said she goes to a website called Rick from Boston, and she showed me a little clip. In fact, she texted me a clip, and the guy is...
And here's today's podcast picture.
The podcast picture is a picture that my friend Lady KATY took. Lady KATY's not the conspiracy theorist here, but she's a friend that is a dog walker. I've made a lot of dog walker friends. Have I made friends with Texas Walker? The Chuck Norris? No, I haven't, but that's on the agenda at some point. And yeah, so she has sent me this guy, and he looks really intelligent and whatnot. He's got his little mic on his head, and he's talking to an audience like a TED Talk. But the stuff coming out of his mouth, you're like, really? Really? And you know that we use that phrase way too much, right? Really? But yet it feels so good when you're like driving and someone cuts in front of you and you're like, really? Doesn't it feel good to let that out, that snarkasm come out of you so that you can cope with the world as it is? Well, I saw on the Bing website, because I love not shopping. I don't shop on Bing. I do my searching on Bing, and I get points, which then allow me to shop because I can put them towards Amazon gift cards. Although on one of my accounts I've got so many points, it's not letting me do the Amazon shopping for some reason. It's not letting me apply them to Amazon, and that has to do with the CIA.
This is interesting.
Wow, this is interesting.
But what is interesting is if you go to Bing today, they got the spiral jetty that Robert Smithson made. He was an American sculptor. He documented the construction of the sculpture in a 32-minute color film called Spiral Jetty. It is in the Great Salt Lake near Roswell Point in Utah, made entirely of mud, salt crystals, and basalt rock. as well. Then there's this other bit of interesting news that is interesting, that former National Security Advisor Mike Flynn has told the Senate Intelligence Committee he was willing to be interviewed about the Trump's campaign and its possible ties to Russia in return for immunity from prosecution. And Trump tweeted something similar to this morning. The Wall Street Journal reported about it, a statement he tweeted on Thursday. Flynn's lawyer, Robert Kellner, confirmed that discussions had taken place. And finally, the iPhone. Apple could be about to drop support for older models of the iPhone. They did this to me when I had the old iPhone 4. They are going to drop support for iPhone 5, iPhone 5C, and 4th generation iPad. The company's developer downloads webpage lists all the devices that are in line for the upcoming iOS 10.3.2 update, which is currently in beta, and the ones I just mentioned are not on that list. They came out in 2012 and 2013 and have all since been discontinued. However, the iPhone 5 in particular is still a popular handset. Let us get now to... and all three devices use an A6 system on chip, the last of Apple's hardware to be built on a 32-bit architecture. So if you have the iPhone 5, iPhone 5C, 4th generation iPad, you have a 32-bit architecture system, and you have a relic. You have a bit of history, techno history, my friend. So go to the website, mikesdailypodcast.com, speaking of technology, and you can help support the show if you're going to do any shopping on Amazon, maybe with an Amazon gift card you got from Bing, if they're still allowing that. You can go through that and buy whatever it is you're going to buy, and it helps us out, helps support the show. There's also a PayPal if you'd like to donate that way. You can become a special Mike's Daily Podcaster and get a special greeting from all the Café Anyway characters, including the guy that we heard just a little while ago.
Me, Mike Valentino, the parking attendant.
No, the other one. Bison Bentley. Do you know that? Yeah, I got to talk on the show. Do you know that? And all my other friends, like Madame Rootabega, who runs the government, the conspiracy theorists Valentino and Bison Bentley. We're all here for you to get a special greeting from if you donate through the PayPal. And there's also the interviews that I've done, the past interviews, which I'm in the process of alphabetizing, and past podcast pictures. Okay, and in fact, you'll hear Katie talk a little bit about the picture as she is taking it. It's sort of a real-time type of thing as we walk the 10 Hills Trail in Podcastro Valley. So let us get now to her segment.
Holding court with Lady KATY. Lady KATY. Lady KATY.
It's been a long time since we had Katie on. I'm walking up a hill with Lady KATY. Hello, Lady KATY.
Hi, Mike.
How are you today?
Doing well.
On the last podcast that I recorded, I said, everyone needs to go out and walk with a friend, with their dog on a trail somewhere. It's good exercise, good conversation.
You're just walking the... how's the phrase go? You're walking the talk?
I'm walking the talk right now.
Walking the talk and talking the walk.
That's right. It's been a long time since you and I talked on the Lady KATY show.
It's all been off the record.
Yes, nothing has been recorded for the internet. Say hi to all your fans.
I want to say hello to... I'm imitating Adam Scott right now. I recently got into the Comedy Bang Bang podcast. I think I told you.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. It's from the You Talking You Two to Me podcast. Adam Scott, in one of the episodes, he does this super long bit where he's just like saying hello to people, to his fans. And he just keeps saying, I want to say hello to my fans. He just repeats it, keeps going. Just take my word for it, it's hilarious.
So you like kind of the quirky, offbeat sort of podcast. You know, I now have a fan named Sylvia that listens to every podcast, who she met me through Leilani that you met one time on this very trail.
I want to say hello to Sylvia and Leilani.
Leilani doesn't listen, but Sylvia listens and then tells Leilani everything I said.
Well, that's
Odd.
counterproductive.
Yes, well, Leilani doesn't have time for podcasts, so.
But she has time to listen to a recap
with Sylvia.
A recap of the podcast.
Oh, now, so I should mention, for those of you who haven't heard Katie on for a long time, that she has a dog named Mally, who I like to call Mally Malware. And I'd like to apologize. I have a little too much chest hair today. This shirt's showing a little too much chest hair, and I know we're kind of going 70s today with this vibe, so welcome to the 70s.
Feels good, Mike.
Yeah, it's that song, Staying Alive, Now you're in the 70s. Okay.
See, this is why I love being on this podcast. Just these little moments, these special moments that make no sense.
Of singing and saying hello a million different ways. And watching our dogs as we walk.
Well, the problem is that we're walking uphill, and I think we're both trying to manage our breathing.
I am way more air drunk, oxygen depleted drunk than you are right now.
Prove it.
Like, I'm gonna fall down dead. That's all
right. You got me beat.
I'll prove it to you that way. So, hello. Waving to a jogger on the trails.
A jogger?
A jogger, that's how the Germans say it. Because their J's are Y's.
Their J's are Y's.
That's what I meant. Hey, my cousin Ann-Katrine, this is all about me, this podcast.
I can tell.
My cousin Ann-Katrine is coming to visit from Germany. Maybe you'll get to meet her and her boyfriend. Her boyfriend's named Hockey.
No way.
Yeah.
Hockey?
Yeah.
That's his real name? Is that a German name?
I think it's a nickname. Very nice guy, though. He has a dog.
Despite the name, very nice guy.
You can't... What's in a name, as Shakespeare said?
A hockey is a hockey.
Basil. Okay, you're... All right. So the dogs are observing something.
They're naturalists.
So, Katie, you were going to tell me some amazing story that was...
Hey, don't hype it up like that. I just said it was a funny story okay, so yesterday I went to pick up some makeup at the store.
You wear makeup? You look so naturally radiant.
Well,
why do you even need makeup? I'm serious. I don't see why this woman needs makeup, ladies and gentlemen. It's a waste of that stuff. Give it to some poor, ugly...
No. Hey, no.
Give it to an ugly...
It's not nice the way this conversation is going.
I went bad that way, didn't I? I said some not nice things, but I meant nice things to you.
The way it started, and then it went to a dark place.
You're right. All right, so back up and continue.
I was buying makeup, and this lady that was helping me she's lived here. We were talking. She's lived in the U.S. I know for sure for at least like 15 years, because she was telling me the different places she's lived here, but beyond that, I don't know how long she's been here. Anyway, English is not her first language. And she kept making just like the tiniest little mistakes. Nothing that mattered, and it didn't matter, and I don't care. But she made a funny little mistake. She said she was kind of constantly like straightening things up on the counter. And I was like, oh, you're so neat. And she was like, yeah, I'm very anus.
Oh, that's funny. Take that, Ira Glass. You don't have a story like that on your stupid show.
Yeah, Ira.
Damn you, Ira, with your glasses.
We were having like a friendly conversation, so I was smiling, but in that moment I really just had to focus on not laughing.
That's good.
She was really nice, and she chose some very nice stuff for me.
But you don't need. Put it away.
Maybe the only times you've seen me, I've just been covered in very nice makeup, so you think I look one way. Hi.
Oh, hey, we're stopping by the house that has water for dogs.
Yeah. Mallie, take the water.
These are wonderful people. They have a little water bowl, and there's Basil drinking some water now. Basil's like, don't record me drinking. There you go. And there's Mallie.
Mallie, can you drink your water?
And they recently had a tree that they took out, and now they put their banister back in. Hello again. I saw you yesterday. After I came back. It's a beautiful trail. Thanks for the water.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Wow. By the way, that's the first time I've ever walked past that house where there's people, and usually they talk to me for at least a half hour. They're very, very nice talking. You know how there are those people that talk a lot? Like, they should have their own podcast, Katie. Katie, I'm going over to your left so that I can put this recording apparatus in your face. Okay,
yeah,
go.
Is that your good sound side?
That's my good sound side, yeah. Like Mariah Carey has her good... She never lets you see her other side.
What's her other side? There's only the left and the right. What's the other one?
The other side has this big thing on it.
Is it like the Voldemort in the back of the turban situation?
Oh, that's right. Look at you with your Harry Potter references. I've watched some of the movies, so now I get some of the references you make.
Truth be told, I haven't... You know what's funny is on YouTube, You Talking YouTube to Me, they keep coming back to Harry Potter, how Adam Scott's watching Harry Potter. I just feel like it's happening right now with us. The Harry Potter is happening. This is the You Talking YouTube to Me podcast, maybe.
Oh, no, really? So I've become another podcast now?
You're just, one of the basic podcasts.
I am a basic... How do I take that? Is a basic podcast... I should be more...
No, Mike, honestly, you are one of the originals. That is true of your podcast.
Oh, thank you. As are you.
I'm an original podcast.
You're an original.
Thank you, Mike.
Now...
This is so pretty back here. The way the sun's coming through the leaves.
Yeah, the sun, and then there's some wildflowers.
Yeah.
And it's very green still in the this is almost like a travelogue, today's show, as we take you through.
Perfect audio material.
That's right. You should listen to this as you're driving over the San Mateo Bridge, for example.
Well, but they can't see how pretty it is. Maybe I'll take, you know what? While you're recording, I'll take some pictures, and you can include them with your...
I could use them one as a podcast picture.
Yeah. Oh. Here, we'll take a selfie here.
Oh my.
Keep walking, Mike. Keep walking.
I don't know how this works.
Keep walking.
I'm shining.
Hurry. Walk faster.
There we go. Yay. We've done selfies before.
A couple times.
Yeah, I think... Didn't we do one? There was one where you had a hat on. Oh, wait, you have a hat on.
That was today. That was 2 seconds ago.
Oh, that's right. Remember that time when we were on a trail and... So, any other interesting stories?
Give me a topic.
So like, living in the Bay Area, do you still like it?
Hate it. Moving tomorrow.
And how do you feel about Portugal?
You know what? I'm Portuguese, but I've never been to Portugal. I would love to go. I've heard it's great. Have you been there?
No, that plane is so freaking loud. Quiet down up there.
Isn't this protected airspace?
Yeah, especially when I'm podcasting. No, I did take a Portuguese art class at UCSB. There was only like 6 students.
Oh, I've been thinking of taking a continuing studies class at Stanford.
Whoa!
Which, doesn't it sound so amazing? But it's so easy to do. You just register. It's like an adult school program. You pay money, but it's not like you have to be accepted or anything.
You just go.
And do you know who... I was looking at an American short stories class.
Uh-huh.
And the guy who's teaching it is Michael Krasny.
No, from KQED?
Yes, Michael Krasny. I was like thinking about sitting in his class. I would just be so excited the whole time that it was him.
Okay, I think he'd put me to sleep, but he's a very smart guy. Oh, you're taking a nice picture of a wildflower.
I'm going to take some nature pictures for your supplemental content.
Thank you.
I have a friend named Brett. Hi, Brett, if you're listening.
Brett, hey, Brett. Hi, Brett. Hi, guys. That was my YouTube young person doing a podcast on YouTube impression. Have I met Brett? At that party you did?
I don't think he was at that party. No, he wasn't, because he was living up in Alaska at the time. Brett's always traveling, and
Is he Australian?
No.
Oh.
He's from Hayward, so he's local. He and I have been friends for a very long time, and he's just always going to a new place, and everywhere he goes, he adopts the accent where he moves to. It's like he can't help it. If he's talking to someone with an accent for more than 10 minutes, it starts to seep into the way he speaks. And he and I were talking on the phone maybe a week ago, and he just got to New Zealand very recently, and we're talking on the phone, and he's like, yeah, it's pretty sweet. I can't even do it. Sweet.
That sounds Australian.
Yeah, I was like, Brett? He's like, what? It's pretty sweet. And all of these, the sweet's the only one I can remember that really struck me, but he continued to say several things. Mike, Mally, this way, come on.
I'll chop this up and make it sound cohesive.
Okay.
I'll take out the parts where the dogs got attacked by sheep and stuff.
I can't wait to listen to it. I've missed being on the podcast.
Woohoo! Thank you, Lady Katy.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Lady Katy. As we go outside of Café Anyway, we're bringing Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcastro Valley. Next show, it is going to be the wonderful Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, and John Deere the Engineer. The weekend is here, so please listen to my show on countrycrossroadsradio.com. There's a link at mikesdailypodcast.com. Click on that link. I am on from 11 a.m. to 4 p.m. Pacific time on Saturday and Sunday. Listen to a bunch of fun older country, newer country. There's bluegrass and Americana in there, and you can make requests too. There are requests that we play every hour, and you can make a request too. Just follow that link at mikesdailypodcast.com and listen to my show. And I will talk to you on Monday, God willing, and as long as the CIA isn't spraying stuff into the atmosphere that is making our skin melt off our faces. Oh, my conspiracy theorist friends are so much fun.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at mikesdailypodcast.com. Email Mike now at mikesdailypodcast@gmail.com. See you tomorrow. Bye!